While I slept, my son Ethan entered my room and changed everything. A tale of betrayal unfolds. Some moments in life shift everything forever. Looking back, it all seems so ordinary, yet that simplicity never lasts. It all started in an instant. Ethan and I sat together in the living room. An ordinary evening cloaked in unspoken tension. With Marquez gone, the house fell into a haunting silence. For 2 years, I fought to reclaim the fragments of my existence. But I failed to see how much Ethan had changed. Perhaps I chose to look away. We were lost in a thrilling movie, bursting with action and fleeting moments of romance. Ethan lounged beside me, sprawled on the couch, arms outstretched, exuding an air of ownership. Seeing him like that for the first time shook me to my core. His shoulders had expanded, his jaw sharpened. He had shed his boyhood. He stood as a man, resolute and complete. I forced that thought away, banishing it from my mind. He's my stepson. I had to keep telling myself that. That night, I had no inkling those reminders would fail me. With each passing moment, the scenes escalated in intensity. Ethan tilted closer, his arm draping over the couch, the space between us shrinking, charged with unspoken tension. He hovered on the brink of words, but silence swallowed them whole. In that fleeting instant, our gazes collided. In his gaze, I glimpsed an abyss. In that moment, a deep unease gripped my heart. I fought to dismiss it, to make the moment feel ordinary. It means everything. Only a film, only a miscommunication, I whispered to myself. Yet my emotions, they spoke the truth. In a fleeting moment, his breath grazed my cheek, igniting a spark of longing. He had drawn nearer, unaware of the shift. His hand hovered near my shoulder, a breath away, leaving me in a whirlwind of uncertainty. Inside, I was shattered. His proximity sent a shiver down my spine. Yet oddly, it ignited a pulse within me. It filled me with dread. Everything was a blur. My thoughts raced beyond my grasp. "Vivian," he murmured, his voice barely above a whisper, tinged with uncertainty. "I have something to share." I faced him, my heart pounding wildly. "Yes, Ethan," I asked, my voice trembling. I want to thank you for everything," he whispered, his voice trembling. "Since Dominic left us, your presence has been my anchor. You chose to, even when you didn't have to. You made this house feel like home, never letting me feel alone. It's all your fault." His words struck deep, leaving me raw and exposed in the aftermath. "Sure, Ethan," I replied, my smile strained. "I'm so relieved you're with me." Yet his gaze remained fixed on me. "Me too," he murmured, his voice thick with emotion. "Your presence here calms my soul." The air thickened, a weight pressing down on us. He pulled his hand back slightly, yet his gaze remained locked on mine. In that instant, uncertainty consumed me. My heart raced wildly, thoughts spiraling in chaos. I fought to keep my distance, yet a fire had already sparked in my thoughts. He had shed his childhood. That truth struck me hard that night. It was a truth that shattered the world. That night, Ethan's gaze pierced through me, charged with something unspoken, heartfelt and deeply resonant. For years I had been his guiding light. But the Ethan beside me that night had transformed, no longer the little boy I once knew. At 19, he stood tall, broad-shouldered, and strikingly handsome. Yet he remained my stepson, didn't he? I held on to that thought, battling the tumult of emotions rising within me. Little did I realize it was only the beginning. That night, when Ethan's gaze met mine, the intensity in his eyes shattered my defenses. His unexpected warmth and emotion puzzled me. But I had no idea how close we were to a life-changing moment that night. That evening marked the beginning of a story that would alter my life forever. If you crave confessions like these, join my channel, subscribe, and activate notifications to show your support. Believe me, this tale will grip you like no other. Days slipped by since that fateful night. Ethan's behavior had shifted, leaving an unsettling tension in the air. At breakfast, he spoke fervently, his gaze locked onto mine. For the first time, he stepped up, transforming the home with his unexpected support. "Vivian, let me help you," he said one morning as I swept the floor. He snatched the broom from my hands, determination in his eyes, and began to clean. My heart raced as I stared at him, disbelief washing over me. This was uncharted territory. "I know you handle everything in this house by yourself," he said, his gaze piercing through me. You're just one woman. Someone needs to help you. The words hit me, a mix of shock and warmth. Thank you, Ethan, I replied, fighting the quiver in my voice. A warm wave surged within me. His simple acknowledgement of my loneliness resonated deeply. Later, as I cooked, I sensed Ethan's gaze upon me. He stood behind me, leaning against the counter, just watching. But these looks were different. His eyes roamed my body, my hips, my back, my hair. I questioned my sanity. No, Vivian, you're overreacting, I whispered. Yet his gaze burned into me, undeniable and fierce. I masked my facade, yet beneath it all, a thrilling pulse surged within me. I truly enjoyed it. It had been ages since I experienced such intense focus on me. As Ethan stepped away from the kitchen, I found myself drawn to the mirror. I stared into my own reflection. In my 40s, I still held on to my allure. My waist was narrow, my hips wide, and my body sculpted from relentless workouts. My light brown, wavy hair cascaded over my shoulders, softly framing my face. My body feels like they've erased my age from their minds. It had been ages since I faced my reflection like this. In that instant, a fire ignited within me. A shift was unfolding. I felt it deep within me. Ethan's actions grew increasingly undeniable with each passing day. His gaze was a void, unyielding and cold. At times it was a fleeting touch. At others, a mere word. Yet I felt the lines between us blurring, and it stirred something deep within me. Perhaps the most painful realization was that I was actually savoring it. That day in the kitchen haunted me as I lay in bed. A single thought consuming my mind. Ethan had shed his childhood skin. He had transformed into a strikingly handsome man, exuding maturity. I never anticipated the thrill that realization would bring me. In that moment, clarity struck me like lightning. In an instant, everything would unravel into chaos, impossible to reclaim. One evening I returned home, and the scene before me stole my breath away. Candles flicker, flowers bloom. A table awaits, romance hangs thick in the air. I was utterly spellbound by the birthday surprise Ethan had orchestrated. I was stunned. It felt unreal that it was for my birthday. This kind of effort felt reserved for a lover. As Ethan stepped into the living room, a rush of realization hit me, confirming my earlier thoughts. His white shirt clung to him, contrasting sharply with the dark trousers that framed his figure. He was different, so composed, so magnetic. I couldn't look away. I wanted to make this day special for you, he whispered, a flicker of hope in his eyes. He placed a box in my hands. As I unveiled it, the dress took my breath away, and I turned to him, stunned. A breathtaking red dress, soft yet daring, with a plunging back and a daring slit. As I laid eyes on it, a rush of thrill and doubt surged within me. You got this for me? Really? I gasped, taken aback. Absolutely. It's your birthday, and I need you to wear something unforgettable. It'll look incredible on you, he said, his voice steady, but his eyes burned with intensity. I grabbed the dress and hurried to my room. In front of the mirror, the soft red fabric caressed my skin, awakening emotions long buried. As I slipped into the dress, a rush of emotions surged through me. It had been years since anything had embraced my figure so perfectly. My legs emerged through the slit, a striking contrast to the curve of my waist and the sleek line of my back, all harmonizing with the dress's design. I stared at my reflection, a moment of silence hanging in the air. Then a smile broke through as I whispered, "This is wild, I'm getting ready for Ethan. Wow, this dress makes me look absolutely stunning." I examined my reflection, confronting the truths I had long evaded. In my late 40s, yet this dress transported me back to my 20s, igniting a spark of youth within. My skin glowed, my light brown hair cascaded gently around my shoulders, framing my face with a delicate grace. A rush surged within me, a rush I thought I'd lost forever. I inhaled sharply and stepped out of the room. As I entered the living room, Ethan's gaze pierced through me, unwavering and intense. His gaze pierced through me, amplifying the surreal moment. His gaze was filled with undeniable admiration. With a smile I whispered, "I owe it all to you. This dress is breathtaking." I averted my eyes, heat rising within me under Ethan's piercing stare. "I was right," Ethan said, his gaze piercing through me. "Your beauty in that dress takes my breath away." His words hit me like a bolt, my heart pounding fiercely. I laughed it off, saying, "You're exaggerating." Ethan led me to the table he had set, anticipation crackling in the air. 2 wine glasses stood poised, a bottle of red wine gleaming between them. In that fleeting instant, everything shifted. I was somewhere else entirely. This wasn't a birthday celebration. It was a romantic dinner. I stayed silent, captivated by the atmosphere that enveloped me. Ethan uncorked the wine, filling our glasses with a rich, dark promise. Soft music enveloped us, the wine's warmth igniting a sweet fire on our tongues. Initially, we spoke of the past, of Dominic and the transformations that shaped us. As the evening unfolded, I felt Ethan gradually guiding our talk into deeper, more intimate territory. "Vivian," he said suddenly, his voice low yet heavy with weight, "how can someone like you be by herself? I can't wrap my head around it." Our gazes collided and silence engulfed us. "Ethan, sometimes loneliness chooses us. Life can isolate you," I murmured. Yet his eyes revealed a profound truth. "You don't have to be alone," he said, raising his glass to his lips. "A woman like you craves connection, Vivian, and I'm right here." Words choked me, heavy and unspoken. His words pierced my heart in ways I never anticipated. I lifted my glass, sipping slowly, but my gaze remained locked on Ethan. This birthday had transformed into something far deeper. It was transforming into something unrecognizable. As Ethan placed his wine glass down, his gaze remained locked on me. "Vivian, you're stunning beyond words. I wanted this night to be unforgettable for you because you truly deserve it," he murmured, his voice a blend of intensity and sincerity. A shy smile flickered as I twirled my glass, heart racing. "That's really sweet of you to say, Ethan, but I can't help but wonder why you care so much," I replied. Ethan arched an eyebrow, his voice laced with intrigue. "You've earned this. You're more than a stepmom, Vivian. You're everything beyond that." His tone struck a chord, leaving me stunned and profoundly touched. In that fleeting instant, our gazes locked, unyielding. The silence between us thickened, electric with unspoken words. My heart raced, words caught in my throat, the silence heavy with unspoken tension. Ethan rose from his seat, circled the table, and approached me. He leaned in, his hand gripping the table's edge, eyes locked on mine. "Vivian, you should never bear your loneliness with someone unworthy of your light," he said. "No one should ever overlook a woman like you." "Ethan," I started, but words failed me. The words choked me, heavy and unspoken. Just as I opened my mouth, Ethan surged forward, his breath warm against my skin. "I can't conceal my feelings," he whispered. In that moment, our lips collided. The kiss shattered my equilibrium. A spark ignited, a heat surged, a bond formed that I thought was lost forever. Ethan's hands gripped my waist, drawing me into his magnetic pull. A jolt of disbelief ignited a fire within me, compelling an instinctive reaction. Our lips were sealed, time suspended, the world fading away. In an instant, everything changed. I pulled away from Ethan, breathless and shaken. This can't be happening," I whispered, fear gripping my heart. "Ethan, I have to go to my room," I barely whispered. Ethan's gaze locked onto mine as he inhaled sharply. "I'm sorry, Vivian, but I couldn't help this feeling," he said, his voice steady, yet burning with intensity. I rose abruptly and dashed to my room. I stepped inside, closed the door, and pressed my back against it, inhaling deeply. My heart pounded as I struggled to comprehend the chaos that had just unfolded. I perched on the bed's edge, staring into the mirror's depths. My reflection felt heavy, trapped in that moment's grasp. What went wrong? I breathed my secrets softly. The storm in my mind, fueled by the wine, dragged me down into the depths of my bed. The moment my head met the pillow, the night's emotions crashed over me, pulling me into a deep sleep. The night still held its secrets. A whisper of sound broke the silence. I awoke, heart racing, as a shadow loomed at the door. The door creaked open, revealing Ethan's shadow in the faint glow. "Vivian," he whispered, his voice barely a breath. His voice was low, yet it carried an undeniable resolve. My heart raced as he stepped into the room, shattering the stillness of the night. "I shouldn't be here, but I am. But I can't stop," he murmured, shutting the door with a finality that echoed in the silence. In that instant, the fire in Ethan's gaze revealed that this night had just begun. His gaze burned with determination, and his voice wrapped around me like a vice. My heart raced, threatening to explode from my chest. I felt the weight of words pressing against my chest, desperate to break free. In that moment our eyes met, and a flood of buried feelings erupted within me. "I understand I must respond, Ethan," I said, my voice shaking yet filled with unfiltered truth. "My feelings mirror yours. Crave you." Ethan's eyes burned with a fierce determination that held me spellbound. The feelings I had suppressed for so long could no longer remain in the shadows. My heart pounded, urgency coursing through me. I had to reply. I inhaled sharply, forcing my trembling voice to calm. "I understand I owe you a response, Ethan," I said, my gaze piercing into his. "I'm right there with you. Crave you." As the words escaped my lips, Ethan's face lit up with surprise and joy, igniting a fierce courage within me. A gentle smile touched my lips as I shut my eyes, seeking a moment of calm. "Please, before I lose my nerve," I urged, my hands gripping my shoulders as I gradually let the delicate straps of my dress fall away. The fabric slipped away, pooling at my feet, as Ethan's breath hitched in the silence. His gaze, filled with admiration and longing, ignited a thrilling rush within me. Ethan moved in and our lips collided once more, electric and undeniable. His kiss ignited a fire, freezing time in its wake. His hands gripped my waist, drawing me close as the kiss intensified. At last he softly led me to the bed. At the brink, Ethan's hands gently guided me down onto the mattress. His gaze held mine, and under his weight I yielded entirely. Ethan dropped to his knees, yanked off his shirt, and flung it away. He knelt on the bed, leaning in close. His eyes burned with determination and desire, igniting an even fiercer fire within me. His fingers brushed my cheek, lingering on my lips once more. In that instant, all the walls we had erected over the years crumbled to dust. In that instant, an emotion surged through me, one I hadn't experienced in more than 2 years. I had completely let go. As Ethan spoke, I clutched the sheets, my hands trembling, eyes shut tight. I surrendered to the electric thrill pulsing within me. As I opened my eyes and met Ethan's gaze, his flushed face and strong shoulders drew me in irresistibly. I pressed my hands against his back, and in a heartbeat of thrill, my nails sank into his skin. Ethan's heartbeat quickened, a clear sign of his growing excitement. I pressed my hand against his chest, sensing the frantic beat of his heart. In that instant, Ethan surrendered completely. We gave in completely, and Ethan, gasping, collapsed next to me. That day, lost in dreams of romance, I drifted into sleep. From this day forward, everything in my life would change forever. Last night, joy enveloped me like never before. In that instant, everything changed. The journey had just begun. Stay tuned for what unfolds next. This tale is far from over. Keep watching. If you're still here, my story has struck a chord within you. There's a world of stories waiting, and you can't afford to miss a single moment. Remember to follow, activate notifications, and share your thoughts on this story.